Hello, and a very happy World Book Day to everybody at Banagher College. Your lovely teacher, Miss Gleason, got in touch with me and asked me just to record a few words about the importance of books and of reading. I suppose you're sick to the teeth of hearing your teachers tell you that books are really important, and sometimes I think in a world of Black Mirror, it can be a very difficult thing to do to dedicate your time to books. As you can see behind me, though, I've pretty much done that. Books to me, since I was your age, were just a lifeline. I grew up in rural Ireland. There wasn't a whole lot happening, so it was a fairly isolated place, and I grew up on a small farm. And books were my escape. I traveled the whole world by reading, and not only traveled the world, even just reading books by Edna O'Brien or Maeve Binchy or John McGahern about people that had grown up in a world somewhat like mine opened doors to me. And for me, the power of books was about learning about relationships with people and learning about how people interact and how people love and how people, lose people close to them, and how we get up and we keep going on with life. It can be a challenging place, and for me, books were an escape sometimes from the reality of it. That's not to say that like screens, I'm not the type of, I teach in secondary school and I also write, but I'm not the type of person who believes that screens are bad. I think they can be very good for staying in touch and connecting with each other. But sometimes I think we need just a break. I noticed even in lockdown myself, I'm scrolling and scrolling, and I don't know what I expect to see. So what I do is I do the drop everything and read hour every day if I can. And I notice that it just calms me down and it opens my mind. Books are and have been some of the most revolutionary forces in the world. They have broken silences on taboos. They have spoken about subjects that we might not always hear our governments talk about, or people maybe, our friends. Or I think that they can be a very, very political space. They can be a deeply personal space. I think for anybody that enjoys books, writing is a very cathartic thing to do. And I think you should write for yourself and not for your teacher. They won't like me hearing me saying this, maybe. But I think that sometimes we've been taught since we were in primary school, that a story must have a beginning, a middle, and an end, or, a story in the summer must have sunshine and an ice cream, or you can write about whatever it is that you're interested in, even if you might be the only person in the town that knows what this is, even if it's the biggest niche area. Um, Whatever you're interested in, that's where you should be writing. And whatever you want to express, the page will not refuse your ink. So, both on World Book Day, I want to say, get reading. And if you're reading a book and you don't enjoy it, then pick up another book or go to your library or go on borrow box, and leave them behind. Obviously, if you have to read it as part of your curriculum, you're just going to have to, go along with your teacher and do that. But when you're reading for pleasure, read books that you like. Doesn't matter what they are: sport biographies, fantasy, war, personal relationships, whatever they are. Pick up the books that you like to read and read them. That's your time to do something pleasurable. If you don't like reading, it's very likely that you're reading the wrong books. And, I suppose the last thing I want to say is writers and books, they're not half as stuffy, maybe sometimes as we're projected in the media. People are writing all sorts of wonderful and imaginative tales. Also, if you watch Netflix, all of those series came from scripts and script writing. So anything that you like on Netflix is something that you could also consider, well, I could do some script writing maybe. And that's a really, really interesting genre at the moment for writing. And lots of young people are getting involved in that. It gives you a voice, it gives you some control over your own life, which sometimes can feel in these mad times like you have no voice and that you have no control over it. Um, I'd like to wish you all the very best of luck with both reading and writing, and maybe have a chat to your classmates about a book or a series or something that you've watched recently or read recently that you've enjoyed with or that you've connected with, or maybe your favorite character. It's an important day to celebrate. And sometimes I do believe as a teacher, we sometimes kill books on students. So I hope that maybe through having such a great teacher like Miss Gleason and all the books that are in the world, you'll find one that you like that speaks to you. Just stay looking. It's a mystery search, but you will find it, and you might find it at the right time. Um, all the very best to you all in lockdown, and hopefully, being back at school for some of you and the rest reopening will definitely. It's a bit optimistic, isn't it? So hopefully we'll all have a nice summer. Uh, Thanks a million and have a lovely day. Take care, guys. Bye bye.